Yeah, it's interesting. If you start imitating nature in your garden, you will have a lot less work. You will have a much more efficient garden. Your soils will be covered. Your soils will be charged with energy. You will have this system in place where nature does almost all the heavy lifting for you. How do you do that? How do you get away from being this really restrictive gardener where you want to control everything, where you want to make everything so organized in rows and columns, and having your garden completely structured in such a way that you are in charge and not nature? This idea of getting away from that is a way of gardening that is highly underrated, highly underused, and it would be nice if more gardeners ended up attracting wildlife, attracting pollinators in their garden, because there's so much protection available in your own garden. There's so much energy coming from the ground up, attracting life from above. Birds bringing seeds, birds bringing new varieties of plants into your garden, reptiles everywhere, butterflies everywhere. Everyone is hopping in a garden where life is allowed to do what it's supposed to do. If you go into a forest, if you go into a swampy area, if you go into a mountainous region where it's been left alone, if you go into a jungle, everything is dynamically thriving together. Everything is communicating with each other. Everything is allowing life to take foothold. Everything is allowing life to move in, to create this real living microclimate inside your garden. Allowing your garden to take over is very, very beneficial to you because your soil doesn't get scorched. It's a lot less work for you as a gardener because the soils are regenerating themselves. There's so much activity in the garden where life is taking charge. Not you, the gardener. It's the life in the garden that is taking charge. The energy that is built into nature is allowing everything to come out of the ground in such a way that you won't recognize it. So, as a gardener, you need to imitate nature. You need to provide all the building blocks nature needs to start this process of vigorous growth and covering everything and allowing everything to flourish in your garden. What I've done in this garden is I stepped back, but I also did add the plant diversity. And that was very important in this garden because everything around us is quite sterile. There's nothing flowering. It's all cow pasture. All the flowering plants have been chopped with machetes. So creating a garden like this is like a butterfly haven. They all come here because they know there's food here. They know there's nectar. They know there's life here. They know already that there's this sanctuary for them to come to. So by providing great soil, by providing plant diversity, I've created a garden where everything is in harmony with each other, even wildlife. And what happens is you really get to this point where everything is humming along. And if you have that in a garden, it's a lot less work than forcing everything and contriving everything and controlling everything. Yeah, I think there's this real process in real serious gardeners that they are controlling their garden way too much. It's an illness. It's a way of gardening. It's a way of life. It most likely is putting a lot of gardeners in a position where their garden becomes maintenance heavy. The workload is extreme. For some people that have enough time, it's enjoyable, it's doable. But if they would try to add a 10-meter by 10-meter section and allow it to thrive with the least amount of human interference, they would experience this idea of gardening with nature, not against nature, using all the benefits nature has to offer, basically turning your garden into an oasis of self-sufficiency. You will have to add a bit of compost here and there. You will have to do a little bit of maintenance, pruning, making sure that all the plants get enough sunlight. There's still a little bit of work left to do in a garden that's taking over the space, but it's a lot less work. If you have, um, let's say you have 1 acre and you are by yourself gardening, there's no way it's going to be easy to maintain that 1 acre with plant life and everything that goes on in a garden. So you really want to have wild areas in your garden where the garden is doing a lot of that lifting for you, a lot of the weed control, a lot of the moisture containment. If you can do that in a garden, things will be very different for you because the garden itself will be self-regulating. It will be vigorous. It will be full of life. It will be um, almost self-maintaining to some certain extent. You will have plants that are too vigorous. You will have all these things that you as the gardener have to observe from the outside, not from the inside. You have to be stepping back a little bit and sort of saying to your garden, okay, you need some new plant diversity in this area. You need better compost. You need all these things that the garden will show you. And at one point, there's this kickoff that happens where the garden is so filled in that you are wondering to yourself, can this garden keep on growing like this? Is there enough energy in the soil? Is there enough life energy, natural energy for these plants to keep on growing at this accelerated pace? Yeah, this chaotic gardening where everything, all the plant varieties are growing together, filling up spaces. It is an acquired taste. You basically have to get past this chaotic fill-in that happens in your garden. You are losing control. You are not the master of your garden anymore. Nature is the master. Nature is in control. Nature is pushing the boundaries. Nature is moving into new directions. You are there as the caretaker. You are there to provide extra materials. You are there to make sure that everything is humming along. You are an observant. You are seeing wildlife that you've never seen before, pollinators you've never seen before. Everything starts to work in such a way that you, as the gardener, have more time. You have more time to observe what is going on in your garden. You have more time to enjoy these secret spaces. You have more time to understand your garden, where the sun is coming in, where the shaded areas are, the areas that need more compost, the areas that need extensive pruning, whatever it may be. Having this chaotic backdrop in your garden will make your gardens more approachable to nature itself. And that's, if that's all you care about, and you should only care about that, you're going to do a big favor to society because you are adding all these safe havens for wildlife. You are feeding pollinators. You are bringing life into your neighborhood. It is frustrating being the only person doing this, but it makes such a difference that you have to say to yourself, you know what, I want to make that change. I want to be very chaotic. I want to have everything filled in. I want to have this secret garden feeling. I want to have this feeling where the plants are more powerful than I am as a gardener. They just do and keep on doing, and they get bigger and they get stronger, and they take over spaces, and they feed me, and they feed other creatures, and it's this really beautiful circle of life that happens when you include nature and you don't fight nature. That's the best way to garden, and it's probably the only way we're going to save all these plant species and animal diversity and pollinators and reptiles. We need to provide them with a location to survive this onslaught of destroying all our land. There's going to be very few places left for animals to um, consider themselves safe.